Um, I've learned the bigger my business gets, the more complicated the problems are too. It's like I remember a problem was like where are we going to go to eat? And now it's like, like how do we you know, manage tokens for ChatGPT in real time when they don't give us that information, or like, hey, this user has this like international phone. It's just like way more complicated than it used to be, and that's just a part of like, swimming in deeper waters, I guess. People trying to steal your stuff. You don't have anything of value, then they don't want to do it. But as you level up, they start to do that stuff. But it's part of the game, man. You got to grow.
Gotta grow.
Josh, do you want this call to just be me and you and hanging out, and the rest of the people can watch?
Can pick your brain on a few things.
Cool. I think we're live. Did we can anyone confirm our liveness in the group?
Yeah,
I
you're
would love to
live on
hear.
Facebook.
We're live on Facebook. Awesome. I'd love to hear from you guys. Who's got some wins to share? Who had something awesome happen in the last week? Let's do lightning round with cool stuff of any wins, any shares. What do we got?
I'm going to jump on real fast because I told Jeff I closed a client this week, and I just got their routing number and checking number for a new client 15 minutes ago. So I was down to the wire.
Nice.
New
Nice.
client.
Congrats.
Congrats, man.
So that's
Pretty
it.
awesome.
I'm here.
That
That's
is
great,
that is
man.
fantastic to hear. Yes. What are you want to give us any more details on this? Like, were there any keys to victory for this? Anything? Was this a long sales cycle?
Honestly, this has been the process of building this group inside of my Radon industry. So we've got I'm literally using the lead snap this process as my playbook. So I've got a weekly call, the Facebook group, and so yeah, I have 3 meetings today. And we've probably done a half dozen calls now, but it's allowed people to meet me, see me. There's very little sales that is happening on the phone at this point. So it's really a here's what I'm doing for other people, and it allows me to just take orders. Um, and our group is small now, so as it builds, it's it's just hopefully that's the process. It's just taking orders. It's
Yeah,
interesting though
that's
because
awesome.
the guy I sold today is doing 2 to 3 jobs a week. And my call later today is a company that's doing 30 per day. So it's and I'm like, how can the package be the same for both of these companies? But it obviously it's the Google ad spend is a lot different between them. And so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can always charge your retainer can always be a percentage of ad spend too, right? That could be
Yeah.
a way to handle it. And because hey, with bigger accounts, we're going to spend more time diving into things. Like there's more dollars on the line here. You
Yeah.
can also, with a company that's booking 30 calls a day, like they have the budget for other services. Like you can
Yeah.
start to put things in like direct mail and like, hey, do you want to run Facebook ads? And there's a retainer for
Yep.
that. And like, do you want additional SEO? Do you want to target other markets? Maybe additional Google business profiles, right?
Yep.
Reputation management. All these different things can be add-ons to that. And it's the idea is not to try to like build up our revenue as much as possible per se, but like building up our revenue in a way that has a positive return on investment for the client. So they've got more budget. You can pull more tools to have a bigger impact on their business, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And that's a great conversation for down the road is this is their territory is much larger than some of the other companies, and so they're covering an entire state. And so how do I pick up a Google business profile and further down the state, and that's a natural sell to sell them what we do times two, right? So that would be that'd be a great lesson inside of here, so people who've had experience with you know different locations for the same business.
yeah, Awesome, man. Well, congrats to you,
Yeah.
Ben. That's
I'm
fantastic.
gonna duck out while I enter their account information to QuickBooks. So I'll be listening while I'm making money.
Do you want to share your screen while you do that?
Yeah, here, let me just give you the
Okay, cool, man. All right. Well, congrats to Ben. Who else has some wins?
I can jump back on.
Joshua,
Wins and
Blakely,
challenges.
what do you got, my man?
Yeah, look, so yeah, my niche agency is landscape and hardscape contractor marketing. So I got this cool sign last week that I wanted to test out. The neon sign, but that's not really the win. The win is have 2 strategy calls booked tomorrow from Facebook ads with 2 landscape businesses. One of them on the discovery, we had a discovery call yesterday and was ready to kind of jump in right away. The other one came in through the ads, never booked anything, but I ran a webinar last week on SEO for these businesses. And then that just had like a follow-up sequence, asking people a couple of days after it had been recorded and everything is, do you need help with your SEO? And this guy replied, I did a video audit for him, going through the metrics behind his site, his Google profile and that, and he had more questions, so I asked him to jump on the strategy session call. So just feels like I've been getting some traction there, which is really good.
That's awesome.
And yeah, pumped to get those going. And then I'm about to actually just add them on social media and send them like a video message, just pumping up the call. And it's these little tips to get them to show up to the call and be more excited about it and share a little bit about what we've been able to do for other clients in the niche. So yeah,
That's great.
The big wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Congrats, man. It's awesome
Thank
to
you.
see having those results and take action. I know you've been in the game for a while, so congrats to you on that. Other victors within this group of beautiful people.
I have one.
Can't tell where that's coming from. Serena, what's up? What do you got?
I joined Rank Masters yesterday.
Yes.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you with that. I know I know how much this can impact just from what I've seen with the other people in the program. And I can't wait to hear your story, a few months from now and see how things have changed. And I know we built a relationship through the events and other calls and conversations, and there's a lot of trust that has been built over time. And I appreciate you taking the chance, because I know, like, hey, this means a lot to us to get this going, and it still can seem like a risk. So I'm excited that you're in there, though. I think it's going to be massive for you. We're just seeing it with so many people in the group, and we're going to actually be pushing this out today for anyone else that's interested in joining. We haven't really, we just kind of mentioned Rank Masters in passing, but we're going to talk about the program in depth today. And I think we have Alec, the baby maker Newmeyer's got his hand up. What's up, buddy?
I'm in the hospital now. My wife gave birth to the twins earlier this week.
Wow, man. Congrats.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
baby girls. Two
That's
baby
Today?
girls.
awesome.
So I've
Congrats
got 2
to you,
boys
man.
and 2 girls now. Yeah.
Wow. You've got the makings of an internal agency inside your house, right? We got a 5-person team. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I'm still finding it difficult to get anyone to create good content. So maybe I'll just breed them in-house.
There you go.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. That was motivation.
That's some
for
next
people in
level
the past,
shit right
man.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big week. Still in the hospital, obviously. Maybe not obviously, but yeah, crazy week.
I mean, that looks like hospital material behind you. Is this streaming on some big hospital TV, or are we on your computer?
Oh yeah, this is my computer. This is just my computer. There's no Times Square for hospital TVs, unfortunately.
Give it a few years. That's amazing though, man. Congrats. I'm so happy for you. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll mostly be watching and listening because certainly am not doing much on the business this week.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a time to take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, who can beat that? Who can beat having twins? Who's got a bigger win? Nobody? All right. I got a win. So for the last, this is my like personal win, love to share. So last year and a half living in this house, haven't really connected with my neighbors, walking the dog last week. I think I shared a little bit about this. And now, like, I went over to one of my neighbor's house, met him while I was walking the dog, and then they invited us in, and they had like 6 or 7 other neighbors. So now I know like everyone who lives in the house around me. Turns out they're all like really nice people, except for the lady next door. She didn't show up, so I don't know her. But the other people, actually, it was kind of fortuitous because the day after the dinner, I woke up and our outdoor hose was leaking. And I called this guy, Charlie. I said, "Hey, Charlie, I know you did some remodeling. Do you know a plumber in the area?" He's like, "Why don't I just come over and fix it?" He came over and fixed it in like half hour. And like, man, knowing your neighbors, like it's kind of like how I grew up in small town Ohio, was like we knew our neighbors, we helped each other out when we could. And I haven't had that in decades. And it's just so nice because like that's what it feels like where we are now. So just really stoked with that. We've got multiple people that I think we're going to close in our agency here. I thought we were going to close them all last week. Got a commitment yesterday. I think we're going to close about $13,000 in MRR before April for my agency, which is awesome. You know, that's almost $170,000 a year that could be coming through in like one batch. So the strategies that are working for us to create this is mostly Facebook ads have been working really well. And I'm doing this part-time, right? I put myself back in the agency to restructure some of the sales things. So pretty excited to have our systems really flowing. And now the idea, let's put a salesperson back in here so that I can buy back my time, because this isn't the best use of my time to be a salesperson in the agency at this point in my career. But we've got a lot of good stuff coming from this. And we've seen a lot of people in Rank Masters that are kind of duplicating the same. So, Jeff, any wins for you to share other than an awesome background?
Yeah, awesome background. Yeah, just moving forward and getting new opportunities in different areas of the businesses. Brought a couple of those deals with the agency and help facilitate those along. So that's a big win. Getting some new partnerships and just relationships in place that can help us move forward in every way. So it's just an ongoing kind of thing. Yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. All right. Let's talk about Rank Masters now. So I'll just educate you guys on what this is. This may not be for everyone. Or hey, maybe this is for everyone. I don't know. We've got 2 different programs that we're rolling out. So we have our kind of like entry program, which is going to be $600 a month. So with that is going to come weekly calls. The calls that we do in here are like Janeri, you've been in Rank Masters. Let's just take a break for a second. Let's take a step back. Janeri, you've been in Rank Masters now for a year. What's your experience been like?
It's been so good. So much to learn. You guys pour so much into us. What I really, really like about Rank Masters is that, yes, it teaches you how to grow your agency and all the strategies and everything. But overall, it teaches you also to become a really good business owner and just an entrepreneur overall. So I really do appreciate about like everything, the coaches and everything we're learning. So it's been fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, the vibe on the calls, right? And the depth that we go into, it's quite a bit different than the lead snap stuff. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like this is valuable too. Like what you've been given in lead snap, this is like nothing compared to like what comes into the Rank Masters program. Like it's really good. And the support and the community overall. I love hearing the wins and just in the Slack channel. So I appreciate the community for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So typically what we do is there's actually 3 partners in Rank Master. So myself, Jeff, and Chris Moore. Chris Moore could not be here today because he is at a funeral. So he's but Chris Moore, amazing entrepreneur. I met him. I joined Rank Masters. I joined Masterminds. There's a couple other Rank Masters that are showing up in here, Khalil and Allah. So I joined other masterminds. I paid, I think it was like $30,000 for 6 months in this mastermind. And I wasn't very happy with the results, but I did meet Chris Moore. So Chris is the part business owner of the largest business acquisition coaching program in the world. He owns 16 different businesses, and the guy fishes more than anyone I know because of the way he structures things. He's a very high level entrepreneur. At one point in his agency, he had 900 medical spas, right? So he's got a lot of agency experience, a ton of experience with like paid ads and paid media, a lot of experience teaching people how to consult for equity and take part ownership in businesses. And this isn't something that's predatory towards the business owner. This can be something that's fantastic towards the business owner. When you get a partner like a marketer who really knows what they're doing and knows how to structure things and kind of influence, it can be very mutually beneficial. So for instance, like the analogy that I give, because I'm in 3 conversations right now with people who want to, like people that we've been marketing for that want us to take ownership in their business. They're like, can you do this and be like the marketing arm? So we've proven we're in that situation, but we talked to them like, it's better to own like, 50% of a watermelon than 100% of a grape, right? It's like, if we can get on board and we can completely turn this business, maybe your business is doing $1 million. And if we take it to $4 million, like this goes beyond the scope of just lead gen, but having somebody, a part of our coaching program that's an expert in those conversations and kind of like the structuring around it, along with the marketing knowledge. Chris, like one of my favorite humans, huge heart, loves to help people, just like goes out of his way. He's a person like me that's an impact. And that was like, for me, that mastermind that I joined that I didn't get the value that I wanted. Well, I got Chris from it, and that was worth 10x what I paid for it. Right. And hopefully the people that are a part of Rank Masters and the relationships that they build, like I would love to kind of be, set the tone or set the playing field where those relationships can happen. Like it's happened for me with other people. I met Jeff in a previous mastermind. I met Janari in a previous mastermind. I think Josh Blakely was in that original one. So Terry Samuels, who just joined, I met him at an event, mastermind event. So it's kind of like these connections can really, they can take us places that it seems like a small benefit at the beginning. And in the end, for me, it's been the biggest benefits. But those are the people, those are the coaches that are involved, and we bring in other coaches. So we do a call every week. Every Thursday we're doing it. And about probably 40% of the time it's me. This is me. A lot of these calls are going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours. They can oftentimes be like more of a workshop feel. Other times Chris or Jeff is speaking. And then probably about a third of the time we bring in a very high level expert. Like this is somebody that it would be hard to get access to a person like this. So for instance, we brought in Kyle Van Boris. He has coached Fortune 100 and helped build Fortune 100 sales teams. And he's got over $100 million in sales, right? So we've had him on for 2 calls. Probably the smartest person I know around cold calling. Hey, let's do a session with him, right? So all kinds of amazing talent that we bring through this. Janari, of all the coaches that we've had, the other coaches, not myself, Jeff, or Chris, what were some of the favorite presentations that you've seen come through the group? Can you share just for a minute about that?
Oh my God, it's just so many of them. You said excluding you, Jeff, or Chris?
Yeah, like the guest coaches that we've had in, some of the knowledge and stuff. And other people that are in here, I see Allah on the call, who Allah is always driving. And we got Khalil, who looks like he shaved his head. Looks a lot tougher, man. You're looking tough with the shaved head, man. It's good to see you. Khalil and Allah, they don't like to be put on the spot. Janari can always handle it, but maybe if
I can handle it. What's his name? His name was Austin?
Austin? Yeah.
Austin was good. Austin, I'm just trying to remember. I'm sorry, my brain. There's so many different coaches, and it's just so many things that you can apply, and it's like it's a wealth of knowledge. So that's the reason that I'm like, wait, which coach? I have to go back into like my memory land. But yeah, Austin was really good. I think Chris has really good sales like calls. I know you said to exclude him, but like Chris's stuff is
Yeah.
really, really, really
It's a
good.
sales master for sure.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yes. Yeah. Chris has coached, I think he's done more than 10,000. He's coached more than 10,000 people on sales, right? And he's somebody that goes and speaks and gets hired to coach on sales. So fantastic, very like very technical, like framework. So for me, I'm good at sales for a different reason than Chris. Chris is like following a framework where I think I'm benefiting from playing professional poker for 10 years and just being like, there's some raw talent in there that shows up in sales calls where it's like, just kind of like instinctual things that are happening that can be hard to coach and teach to other people, which is great to have Chris in there where it's like, hey, here's the framework of how we can do this, where mine is going to be more like emotional of like, oh, okay, this person says this, they're feeling this, here's the reaction. But yeah, I myself, I've learned a ton from Chris's sales calls. I would love to put a couple people on the spot if they're up for it. Ala G, who's driving. Are you able to share a little, Ala, with your experience with Rank Masters? That's what we're talking about today, seeing if anyone is interested in joining our amazing community.
It's raining here. I don't know if you can hear the raindrops. Right?
Cannot hear the raindrops.
Oh, okay. Yes, Rank Masters. An amazing program that nobody ever regrets. I don't regret it at all. I mean, if I miss a call, I try to jump on a video and watch it. But every speaker, I can't remember names. My naming is really, really bad. But the guy who was talking about how to get rid of bad reviews, that was a good one. I used that a lot. I got 3 reviews off his lesson.
I remember that. Who was that? Yeah, that was a really valuable one. Like Janeri, it's like we've had, I think in the last year, we've probably had 30 plus coaches, like Terry Samuels.
That was Michael, wasn't it?
Michael
Mr.
Wimple. Yeah, Michael Wimple came on. He's review master, right? So like next week on our call, April 4th, we're bringing in Brent Bowser, who's like one of the smartest on Google My Businesses that I've ever seen, right? So like it's a nonstop parade of the most talented people that I can find to bring into that group. And a lot of it is like, what do we need? Like, where are people struggling? Let's go and find those people. Let's leverage all the connections between myself, Jeff, and Chris from all the different masterminds and events that we've been in, all the different people we know. Let's find the most talented people in one area and let's bring them in and give the knowledge to the people in the group. So that's a big part of what we do. If any of you guys have been in our event, you've kind of got maybe a taste of it where we bring in high level speakers and they talk on a topic. So we're doing that nonstop inside of the Rank Masters, inside of the Rank Masters community. Ala, anything else you want to share to somebody that may be considering it? And guys, don't take this as pressure. If this isn't for you, no worries. But we want to put it out there for me, for Jeff, for Chris. We want to have an impact. And the sales part of this is try to get you guys out of your own way because I've seen the impact firsthand in so many different people. I can't wait to see it in Serena next, right? I've seen it so often. So that's where this is coming from. It's coming from a place of love, not a place of pressure. Ala, anything else you want to share?
Just if anybody has a question in their mind, I want to make sure that they know that you are so available that like you can talk to Patrick and ask him personally, and he will personally advise you what to do. So if that's something to speak of, that's a really, really big point for me. Like to have access to you and to Jeff and to Chris at our will. Perfect. So if anybody has a question, they could reach out to you directly and you can answer those questions.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's impact. Ala and I actually jumped on a couple calls together and I helped her close. I don't know how many, it's confusing because I know I've done this with a lot of different people within Rank Masters. Did we do that twice, Ala?
I think we did it. No, one was like a discovery call and one was a close. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me, myself, me, Jeff, or Chris jumping on calls with your clients, appearing to be a part of your agency to help you close people. So as a part of the Rank Masters now is what we're saying is we're going to help you close the first client if you want that, right? So it's $600 a month for the basic. You should be closing every client above $600 a month. And if we can help you become cash flow positive in month one, then the program becomes a no-brainer, right? And we give you the stuff, you see it in action, right? You see what we're doing, the conversations we're having. It makes it a lot easier for you to repeat that. So that's kind of like what we're building into this, right? This is impact-based. I've never been in a coaching program where they've offered where the coach is like, I will get on a call and appear to be a part of your agency. But I thought that would be a really valuable piece. And if we can make people cash flow positive from like the first month, then it's like, okay, this becomes a no-brainer for, for a lot of people that want to go in that direction. So really happy to put that out. I think I know we closed one, Alex Sherpanese. I think it was $2,000 a month. I jumped on a call and we closed that person last week. Right. So that is a part of this program. I think Khalil, I don't know if Khalil will speak up. Khalil, are you free? I know he has got a job where he is doing marketing. Khalil came from like a trucking background. And I think he now has $3,000. He had no real knowledge of SEO or marketing when he started with Rank Master. So he was starting, if you guys are out there and I'm like, hey, I don't have any clients. He was at ground zero. And now he's getting paid for this, which is fantastic to see. Khalil, are you available? You never tell when their picture's off. He may be tied up with something right now, but there he goes. My man, Khalil.
I'm actually with the client right now.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
But
go ahead.
I'll be
okay.
back.
Yeah. So Khalil, he actually, his sister works for my mom, and that's how we met. He lives in my hometown in Ohio, small town in Ohio. So taking Khalil from, I guess if he's with a client, I don't know if I want to say like, hey, he was at ground zero, but we're scaling him. We're going to turn him into, a big agency owner, SEO master. It's been really cool watching him go from nothing to now he's making a living off this, which is, that's the goal. That's the goal for our program, right?
Hey,
all right.
Pat, can I say
Yeah.
something?
What you got, Janeri?
So, I just feel like business is for ourselves, but shouldn't be done by ourselves. And what I have noticed a pattern is needing a coach in a community weighs so much on your success. And sometimes when you think about it, like I've seen that when Rank Master wasn't around, I wasn't in any coaching program. And I noticed the difference in my business and in myself. So you're still doing coaching. I mean, Chris has 16 businesses. He has a coach. Everybody has a coach. So I just saying this to think about it. Either it's Rank Masters or not. It's really important for us in our entrepreneurship journey to have a mentor and a coach and have that community. Because it's just gonna cut so much time into your success and speed things up for you, as long as you take action, of course, and what you're being taught. So I just wanted to say that and share that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Janeri. It's I still have coaches, right? I have 3 coaches right now, but I'm probably going to be having a 4th one, and they're coaching for different parts of life and business, right? So I have a coach that for my agency, I have a coach for the software program. I have a coach that helps me with like the mental side of things, right? It's kind of like a therapist performance coach. If any of you guys have seen the show Billions with Wendy Rhodes, so I pay somebody, it's like $300 an hour, but I want to level my game up, right? And Chris just introduced me to a coach that specializes in like people that have a lot of irons in the fire, avoiding burnout, right? So that's going to be a 1 week, 1 day a week coach for me, where I just meet with them and we have goals and we have like sessions and, dealing with our own things. If you look at like Tiger Woods had a coach, right? All of these people, they have different coaches for us, I realized early that's the fast forward button. Like I realized that it's more expensive for me to try to like avoid paying for something than to like hire somebody that can accelerate it. And that like, what am I missing out on by this? Right. So I realized that for myself. Other people may not feel that way, or maybe it's not the time, but when you can put yourself in a group with other people who have done it and have made the mistakes, like some of these things, like what worked for me is number 9. Like the ninth thing I tried worked for me. And nobody told me not to do the first 8. And if someone had told me like, hey, do this instead, because I tried all of these different things and none of them worked, like I could have saved myself a ton of time and I could have made money and not spent resources trying to do the wrong thing. Right. So I realized early that like, I need to find the experts. Let me hire those people. Let me press the fast forward button. Life is short. I don't want to be like stuck with like financial restrictions for a longer period of my life. What I want is I want to get there faster so that I can live life on my own terms and I can go and have fun. Right. So I will delay gratification with like, hey, I'm not going to use this money. I'm not going to see the benefit from this money immediately, but I'll see it 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 5 months from now, right? Just like the same conversations that we have with our SEO people. Like we're trying to convince them to invest in SEO. How many of you guys are actually investing yourself, right? Like for me, for Jeff, I'm paying for stuff for Jeff to go through and level up. I'm paying for other people on my team. I pay for coaching programs for them, right? Because I want to bring up the whole team, right? I've seen it firsthand. So yeah, it's had a big impact for me, for sure. All right.
And
So
I want to say as one last thing, I think it's important to make sure we have the right coach as well, because you can get misguided. And there's so much information out there that unfortunately you think it's helping you and you're taking information here and over there and you're just like all over the place. You're just being a consumption junkie instead of having a nice, clear path because you have the right coach, the right community, and so forth. So that's it. And I'll shut up now.
Oh, I appreciate the sharing because sometimes I run out of things to say. So it's nice when somebody else steps up and can help out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I see Johnny Ochoa, another valued rank master in here. Johnny, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I was just I was listening, putting the baby to sleep, and I had to jump on just to share my experience with Rank Master. So been a part of the program for a year and can honestly say it's been one of the best investments that I've done. I'm only part of one coaching group, which is the mastermind group or the lead master Rank Masters group. And it's just been it's been great. I think as entrepreneurs, we're kind of used to being by ourselves or not really having people to bounce ideas off of. So having a group that you can, share your wins, share your, what's troubling your agency is great because everyone else is either going through it or have been through it. So having someone like Patrick, who's been, his agency is probably 100 times bigger than mine. So he's gone through problems that I'm probably just starting to go through now with someone that has a smaller agency. So instead of me trying to figure it out, taking 3 months to figure it out myself, I can have, an expert to bounce ideas off of or have questions get answered in, a week's time as opposed to 3 months time. So, it just levels up your success and just gets you to, whatever monthly recurring revenue you want to get to quicker. So I started out, I think I'm up like 15,000 since joining Rank Masters, which is great. I think it's a lot slower than what I should be doing. So I'm trying to level up again in the next few months. So I'm pretty excited. And just can't thank Rank Masters enough and the weekly calls and just having someone to hold you accountable is great. Again, kind of being an entrepreneur, you have to hold yourself accountable a lot of times. So being in a group that you can kind of be vulnerable with has been pretty great. So
Awesome. Yeah. Really, really appreciate that, Johnny. It's been awesome having you in the group and seeing you grow. And I would say like, look, you've added 15K in MRR, but you've also had like a baby and other stuff going on, right? Like you've come up. So like we all want to beat ourselves up that we haven't gone fast enough, but that's pretty tremendous to add 180K a year in revenue. And I think the same time you've also removed yourself from the business. I'm not sure if this is true. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my belief that you're doing less work now as you've installed that operations person and you're making more money. Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. She's actually on the call here, so she's such a doer, and I really appreciate her. Her name's Stefania. She's been amazing. We just actually had a meeting this morning or talked about it, and literally, I'm going to be doing the sales, and she's going to be taking over like the whole team and the implementation. So, I mean, just to have that off my plate, there's no reason why like we're not hitting 100K by the end of this year. So that's the goal. She knows it, I know it, and I'm pretty excited for it. So
awesome, man. It's awesome this is my favorite part, guys. I like seeing these like stories like this and hearing people be successful with it. So, congrats to you, Johnny, and thank you for all the support and love. So, so just to kind of like shape out the program, like we've got 2 levels in the program. We've got the $600 a month. The $1,000 a month is only if you're doing 25K or more per month. You're not eligible. We just won't let you in. And you also need approval in that area too. So if we don't know you very well, then this is probably not going to be like you're probably gonna have to start off in the 601 because we want to curate it and make sure that group stays tight knit people. So we have a huge library of training videos. We have weekly calls. You get discounts to our white label vendors that we have. So we've arranged volume discounts for people. We have also 911 calls. So we're doing 3 911 calls where it's like, hey, I've got an emergency. You get a one-on-one call. As I mentioned, we'll help you close your first client. Like I will get on the calls with you. Jeff or Chris will get on the calls and we will help you sell this and try to get you cash flow positive for being in our group from month 1. I feel like this is how we build a big community. Chris and Jeff and I had a conversation where like, what do we want for Rank Masters? The first year we were trying to understand the identity. And I'll tell you the first year it was $11,000 to be a part of Rank Masters. And we're like, do we want to have a smaller group of like high level people? Or do we want to have like a bigger group? And then we said, what if we have a bigger group and then we can move people into a higher group and we can have the best of both worlds? For us, we all decided that we wanted impact. So it was a little, I don't know what people in Rank Masters thought, where it's like, hey, we know that you guys are super happy and you love it and we appreciate that. Would you guys be cool if next year it's half the cost? Because that's essentially what we did, right? So we're going to grow this wider. And we feel like we're gonna make up this with additional numbers, and we're gonna be able to have a bigger impact, right? And that's what I want. I want to have an impact. This is not my most profitable business, and the same for Chris. But I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite, probably my favorite business because of hearing things like Johnny, where I remember Johnny broke down. I hope you're okay with me sharing this. Johnny broke down in tears at one of our events because he was able to spend more time with his family now and the impact that meant for him. Like that's amazing. That's what I love. That's what I love to be a part of, right? Serena, I know she's still on this call. There she is, found you. She's broke down in tears from this like feeling this love and this transformation from this community. That's what it's about for us. If you guys want to be a part of it, we would love to have you guys check it out. So we don't have the site. We had some like miscues on our end, but if you go to, I don't know if they've got the new pictures in there. We were working on this last minute. We wanted to launch this because the renewal for our existing Rank Masters members is coming up. Are you guys able to see my screen? You see some guy who is really,
he looks very authoritative.
It's the same picture. This is like, so, but the some of the nuts and bolts are in here. So, did they get it? They didn't set it up. So we're supposed to be loading in all of our stuff in here. The Join Rank Masters link does work if you want to sign up. I thought it worked. Yeah, so this is where you could go through and you could sign up for the program. If you're unsure, you have questions, you can reach out to Jeff and Jeff will go through and he'll explain it. The first thing that you do if you join is we're going to book a onboarding call where Jeff is going to give you access to our library, where we have tons and tons of videos on everything related to agency, from closing clients to SEO strategies and hiring and all kinds of different things. We have the weekly calls. We've got the Slack community. So in our Slack community, this is a spot where we're active every day, and people are asking questions. People are helping each other.
And
we're
sharing wins.
sharing
There was
wins.
a little
right?
competitive win sharing in there this morning.
Really? That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an accountability section in there as well. We have sales topics. My team is in Slack. I'm in Slack all day, every day. So I'm in there responding. Jeff is in there. The rest of the members are in there. It's just a really, really cool spot to kind of like connect. You guys also will get preferential treatment at our events, discounts at our events, discounts to the vendors. So I think for the Rank Masters people, I think it's like $300 to build a 2-page site, like with including all the content, right? We're probably going to bring that out to the public, and it'll probably be $800 or $700, but we're trying to set the people up in there to be successful as much as possible. Like, hey, this is essentially like our cost to build this site out for you. So if we can teach you the sales, if we can teach you the strategies to land clients, and then we can have white label vendors for the deliverability while teaching you the white label strategies of how do we get Google My Businesses. We've got strategies in there like, hey, here's how we get Google My Businesses. Here's how we rank them. Here's how every little step of the way, right? If we can package that up for you and teach it to you. So the strategy is like land clients, right? You can use, if you have the skills to deliver, do it right away. If you want to use a white label vendor and take the margin of that, you can do that, and we'll teach you how to phase out the white label providers so that it can all be in-house and you can have more control and save money and kind of streamline things. So rankmasters.com right here. We have as I mentioned, our academy. So we don't have all our testimonials up here. This is Chris Moore. He doesn't always make that face. Great guy. So you probably recognize some people on this thing, but I've got a hard stop in about 15 minutes. I'm happy to answer any questions that may be out there on the program or, any of the stuff that we've talked about today. Anybody? All right. I'm not seeing anything.
I know, I think Alec had a question. He wrote it in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still there. I think Jeff answered it.
Oh, I
About
see.
the monthly
Ben.
subscription, if it includes them.
Greg is asking if we can go to the Rank Masters back office. I would assume that would be the academy, and just see what's in there. Is that?
Yeah. Can you do that? Can you log in and take him through? I just want to check on something real quick, and I'll be right back. Can you take over the screen share and take people through the academy and kind of show them?
Yep. Give me just a second. Let me get it set up here, because I gotta log in to it. Okay, so now with the new site, how do I log in? Yeah, I'm not going to have the right link for that yet. I apologize, because I don't know where this all went up like just a minute ago. So,
Jeff, is it different from what we have currently? You guys revamp.
Well, I used to just use rankmasters.com and the link was on there. So let me see if I can get in this way. Yeah, it's not letting me in. Yeah, it's not going to let me in. I'm going to have the right link going in. But I can just tell you guys that maybe when Patrick gets back, we can find the right link. But for me personally, it's all about the community. I think that, other people on the call have kind of mentioned that, but it's less about like all of the calls. Like there's, I think, probably 60 of the weekly calls in there. There are all of the past 3 events, not every single presentation at those events, but most of them, at least 80% of them that we got captured on video. All of those are in there. We have a resource library. We have an actual course that's running you through what to do when you first get into lead gen and walking you through each stage, what you do for operations, what you do for sales, etc. So it's pretty extensive once you get into the academy, as we're calling it. And then we have also a resource file on Google Drive that's like the Rank Masters Vault with a whole bunch of different SOPs, like prospecting, uh, documents like the proposal documents, I'm trying to say, all kinds of information about, how to hire, spreadsheets, language that you would use to hire off of LinkedIn, different things like that, that just really simplify the process of everything that you need to do in this business. And we continuously organize that and up level it and add to it as we go forward. But what I think is like, you can find anything on the internet. You can find information on the internet. You can find SOPs, you can find to-dos and everything. What you can't find is community, community that trusts each other and that is really invested in leveling each other up. And you see what we do on these calls, it's just exponential when you get into the Rank Masters program, because you're invested in us, so we're invested back in you. And so there's just a lot better access, or I should say a lot more access to any one of the coaches that are involved. And, you just kind of feel a lot closer in the community. Is Alex still on the call? Alex, somebody, if you're still there and you have a minute, Alex, because Alex not in Rank Masters, but he's been to a couple of our events. Oh my God, there he's got one of them in his arms. I don't want to impinge on your family time here, but
Chilling,
I don't
man.
know. I just thought of you because you're somebody, and Serena's in that category as well. We're been to a couple of events, but Serena just joined Rank Masters yesterday. Alec is not in Rank Masters, but I mean, from somebody who's like not an outsider, but you're not in Rank Masters, but you've still been able to experience the event, the community. Like, what does just that part of it give you without even having experienced Rank Masters and the content that we have inside the group? You get what I'm asking?
Yeah, for sure. I get what you're asking. I mean, I love the community. That's why I come to all the weekly calls. And when there's an event I can make, I make it. Um, and I just think it's a way to, I think that there's a lot of fluffy, uh, fake advice, in this field, from people who aren't actually doing it. And what I like about this group is it's, besides the community aspects, is it shortcuts a lot of my research and testing into like, hey, here's what's working for us, and kind of lays the roadmap out a couple steps ahead and puts new ideas in front of you, which is a huge time saver. In terms of community, it's helpful because there's people I can just like, I can straight up ask like, hey, how are you doing this? Like, I'm running into this. How do you do it? How do you do it? And I can almost sort of like run surveys, with my friends who are in the field. So I think this industry is very lonely, and I also think what's nice about this community is that it's a lot more uplifting than it is competitive. Just like you hear stories of people who they think to rank at the top, you need to cut everyone else down. Well, that's not just a digital marketing thing. I think that's just a life thing. Like I've talked to business owners who kind of feel like sabotaging their competition is the way to win the market. And you don't really want to be connected to those kinds of people. So this community is good because I mean, this is where my digital marketing friends hang out. And like, this is where the water cooler is. And yeah, so I keep showing up, and if there's something I can join, I join it. And it's made the journey a lot less lonely. So I'm a fan.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Alec. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you being part of the Rank Masters events. It's been amazing to see you there and just get in your energy and see how you relate with the other people in the community. You're definitely one of our people, and I think that's what it is like once you go to one of the events and you've met people, then you are like your friends. And it doesn't matter if you're in the paid group or not. It's like you've broken bread with these people. You've maybe cracked a beer with them. You've been in the swimming pool, like throwing uh, beach balls at each other or whatever it is. And it's like, it just creates a whole nother dynamic and a whole nother layer of connection and trust that you can use to lean on people when you get into a spot where you need some help or you need some connection. So Patrick has given me the
I got it. Am I
Hey
unmuted?
Jeff, can I speak to the
Yeah,
the
of course.
vault really quick? So like the vault was like just a wealth of knowledge of like everything that we like in the Rank Masters, all the calls, all the trainings. So I guess my business operations person or the number two in command, she doesn't come from the SEO background. Like she's an integrator, but just not in this space. So the first thing I did when she got hired was I let her have access to the vault, and like for 3 weeks she just like went through the calls, went through the trainings, and I think it was like 3 weeks or like a month, now we're speaking the same lingo. Like she understands everything that's going on. So I think it just kind of shows that that vault is just so valuable with all the trainings, that even someone from outside, someone that has no SEO knowledge, can get up to speed pretty quickly, just because of all the value that it provides.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks for adding that. That's awesome feedback. Did you want to show the vault, Patrick, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll take it through. I got logged in here now.
Cool.
You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're kind of restructuring parts of this, but this is what we have. Like we have these main topics up here. You can see we've got the presentations from all the past events as a part of this. We also have resources. So inside the resources is, let's go in here and see. We've got all kinds of different templates. Some of this stuff is like I spent, I think about $5,000 building out an employment contract with an attorney to make sure that everything is locked in. And this is for not just people that live in the United States. This is for international employees. And, we've got all kinds, there's DBA spreadsheet for 50 different. So there's just like, we're constantly adding more documents in there. If you look at like the kind of the main training library, this it's taking you through like agency management, taxes. I mean, all kinds of how to hire developers, how to set up agency finances, like your time value for money, backlinking strategies, due diligence, like Google My Business. Look at all these things in here, hiring, the lead generation model. We've got mindset in here, miscellaneous topics. We've got planning stuff, sales and prospecting. So this is just inside of this like one, like this will probably take you, I think maybe that's what she went through in the first like 3 weeks. And then you've got like, just kind of look over the last year of calls. So this was our welcome call for the people in the group. And we've got, hey, here's how to get rank Google business profiles, right? And filling up your pipeline with Facebook ads, LinkedIn offers, directory client acquisition with Bradley Benner, right? Here's Chris Moore, Barry Nix teaching on like GBP video verification strategies. So we have a checklist with like, and all the documents that you need for that, right? And then moving into, so that's that was the first month last year, right? And then we've got Caleb, who's a master of operations, teaching on hiring and selling. And then like Lynn Askin is one of my coaches. So I pay for EOS, which it's about $20,000 a year, but it's the operating system that we've installed in our agency. And here's my coach for that, teaching on that system. SEO masterclass, and then we've got sales role playing, how to run effective meetings, more SEO masterclasses, building your dream life. Tell us about Troy Hoffman, Jeff. You brought this person in as one of our guest coaches, right?
Yeah, sure. I've known Troy for a dozen years or so from Orange County. He was building a company back then that became very successful, and saw him go through many, many challenges to build that company, both personally and professionally. And then he became more of a serial entrepreneur and has basically built like 2 or 3 other companies. And then these are like multi-million, 7, 8 figure companies. And he lives in Tulum now with his beautiful new wife, and they travel all over the world. Every time I text him, he's in Dubai or Asia or wherever, and sometimes he passes through through his home in Tulum. But he's really built that lifestyle that I think we all dream of, and he's very prolific out there on the internet and teaching other people how to build and run businesses. So he's an amazing guy, great friend.
Yeah, so that's Troy. For that week, there's Chris Moore talking about conversion rate optimization. So Chris, he's got multiple 2 comma awards from ClickFunnels from running like more than $1 million in ads. You only do that if you're making money, right? So he's a master of conversion rate optimization. We have Jonathan Mast. We've actually got a whole like AI ChatGPT writing sub library within that's like a course from him. Dennis Yu was actually one of the creators of Yahoo search engine. So he's a friend, and we had him on talking with some different strategies. Second for conversion rate optimization. We do this about once a month where we do a roundtable where it's just like, hey, what are we struggling with? Let's do a call. Let's ask questions. Let's workshop it, right? SEO signals with Lane Hauk. He's an SEO master. You guys don't know Amy Ball. You should. She's amazing. She is a expert sales, used to work for a Fortune 100 company. I think she was recruited by the FBI for profiling. So just like a master of psychology and how that goes into sales. Then we've got Chris Austin Hauser. He went from 0 to 90K in 12 months, teaching a Facebook group strategy. Founder of Rootzilla, Robert. There's Adam McChesney. So it's just like person after person, we're bringing in all kinds of different experts in this area. Mental expert coach. I mean, it's kind of cool to look back over it like this. I haven't stopped to take a minute, but this guy, man, just so many super high level people in here. This is Kyle. I was telling you, he's $100 million in sales, right? So that's what we have. And that's just the weekly calls, right? So this vault is huge, right? If you kind of like go through each one of these, then we have the stuff from the events. This is the Rank Masters. Actually, there's some step-by-step course stuff in here, right? Choosing the right clients, the right offer, fulfillment, website, Google My Business stuff again, building your team. So, and like I said, we're adding to this. Here is this is the guy that is running Facebook ads for me and my agency. I was mentioned earlier, like, I think we're adding like 2 months ago, we added 22K in MRR. I think we're going to do 13K this week. Here is step-by-step instructions on how those ads are run. I value my time over money more, so I pay him to run mine. But this is his exact playbook that he uses to train his people. This is the AI content writing course. I don't know what's in this hidden vault. I don't know if that might be Jeff's home videos in there. And
No, definitely not.
We've got the Orlando Mastermind from the past 3 events with all the presentations from each person in there. Like, if you guys weren't there, we brought in some pretty high level speakers in there. So that's a kind of in-depth dive into the academy there. Yeah. Any other questions? I know I've got to jump off here and go to another meeting. Any other questions? You can talk to Jeff. Jeff, I'm going to make you the host.
Just hit me up.
I'm going to make you the host, and if everyone's done, then that's cool. But if they've got more questions, you guys can talk to him. Appreciate your guys' consideration. Like I said, if this isn't right for you, I still love you guys. Don't feel pressure. If you want to join and you want to fast forward things, this could be the pathway to you. So I just wanted to put it out there. We'll be pushing this out into the LeadSnap group. So there it is. But you guys, you got a week. Do some amazing stuff and create some wins for yourself in the next week. And Rank Masters, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Take care, guys. Jeff, stick around.
Yeah, for sure. Right
Okay.
on, Ben. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get on chat here and we'll figure it out. Anybody else have any other questions about the group what's in there. Again, I think it's the connection. It's being around a group of people that are motivated and taking action and want to crush the game. I think that's the real value, is just surrounding yourself with other people that are in that mindset and continuously banging on overcoming challenges in their business, in their personal life, in their mindset, like all of these different things. I think that's really the value. So yeah, there's a ton of information. It's like you're not going to be able to just go and, well, maybe you could. It's going to be very cumbersome to go and just consume all that information and just figure it out. I think that's what a lot of people struggle with, is they're overwhelmed with information. You're fatigued with information. It's not about the information. It's where's the direction? What's working now? Can I look to Janeri? Can I look to Johnny or some of these other people that are winning and see exactly what they're doing in real time? And then I come up with a challenge that maybe they haven't solved yet, and I bring that to the table, and we can all work through it together and figure it out and get to the next level of this business. So that's really where I see the value, and that's what we try to bring. It's what we try to create in the group. So with that being said, any other questions? Final questions here. Appreciate Johnny and Janeri and Ala and all you guys getting on the call with us. We really appreciate that. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? All right. Thanks a lot, Ben. We'll be in touch. Anybody else, you can reach out to me anytime. I'm available on Facebook Messenger very, very much of the time, like most of the time. So just hit me up and we'll figure it out. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Greg, you hit me up with some questions if you have any.